Look out, dog. I gotta do a video. Look out now. Look out. Hey guys, it's B Junior from B Junior's Movie Cave and the Endurance Productions YouTube channel. I've been tagged. It is the old tagging game. It feels kind of refreshing. We haven't had a tagging game in a while. I haven't been involved in one in a while. What I understand of the tagging game this time around, we've got a criteria of 3 questions, and I am to tag 3 others upon completion of my video. So, far be it from me to not want to prolong the tagging game and keep the effort going, so to speak. You know the way I'm going to do it. I got to do it in style, guys. Let's get a brew to tackle these juicy subjects this evening. I got some stockage in here. Let's see. We'll just grab the first one we find. We've got Busch Ice. Because we know, guys, what it's like to get our hands on some Busch. I mean, it's just the most awesome experience to get that Busch and then put it in your mouth. Terrible, terrible way to start a tagging video. I'm sorry, guys, but would you expect anything less? If you would get anything less, you would say, B Junior's losing it, man. He's misfiring upstairs. Here's to you guys out there in the tagging game. Let's rock on. Just got in from the job. Such a tasty thing, a nice ice cold brew. But we're not here to talk about beer. What we've got here is a tag from my boy, our El Presidente, our moderator of Sausage Factory, Pizzal. That's right, there he is. Yeah, check it, check it. He in turn, or firstly, was tagged by a fellow Sausage Factory brethren, Raiho Magnifico, which you need to check both of their channels out. They'll be in the description below. I'll make sure to put the links in. I've been trying to do better at that here lately. I've gotten lazy, didn't want to put links in a lot of my videos. Okay, let's throw down here, guys. What we got? First question on the tagging game this evening is, what game do you want most CIB, sealed in box or complete in box? Good question to start it off. I mean, as far as gaming goes, I fell off the gaming train about, let's be honest. I became a backseat gamer probably about 5-6 years ago. I became a Wiier. Basically, every once in a while I'll get out the Wii and play golf, or I'll do, just playing around or anything. But hardcore gaming, I got off the gaming train probably about 5-6 good years ago. Don't know what it is. I just started watching more movies, collecting more movies, got into the Blu-ray thing. That kind of took all my time. I got into doing more movie reviewage, and this past year I've been doing the Saturday night vlogs during the summertime. And pardon me, good burp factor. Tasty. I just decided a few years ago to kind of, it's almost the best reason I can give for not doing any hardcore gaming in the last few years is basically I just kind of lost touch with it. I felt like it was becoming more of a task. It was becoming more of a work piece than a fun piece to do. I lost my knack for it, lost my fun for it. But in later years, like I said, I've found myself playing Wii every once in a while, doing some online gaming, just kind of backseat, nonchalant gaming, nothing real in depth, not building characters or anything of that nature. A little history take you back. A good memory, which will lead me to my sealed in box or my complete in box selection. Excuse me if the camera's a little wonky. My dogs keep hitting the recliner. I just got home. They're everywhere in the man cave. Sorry, guys. But I remember back in the time, I'm going to pick an Atari selection. I was a big original NES console fanatic when it came out, just like any kid of my generation. I had one. I had a Sega after that. I was a big Sega buff after that. Then I got into the post-military college years. It was N64. I had a Nintendo 64, big buff on that console as well. Never got much into PlayStation. That just wasn't for me. I was always a cartridge dude to some degree. Then I got the GameCube. Yes, the GameCube. I had one. I got the GameCube. And that's kind of where and then we got the Wii. We got the Wii sometime after that, but I kind of ended my hardcore gaming with GameCube. I got into some PC gaming at the same time. A lot of first-person shooters, games, that kind of thing was always my motif. But back in the day, let's go back in the day, guys. When Lowe's Hardware Store was a smaller building style, Lowe's Hardware now is like Walmart of tools or something, Back in the day, they had these little hut-style buildings, but they also had electronics. They used to sell electronics, and what they really one of the things they really sponsored in the beginning of its infancy was Atari 2600. That is the platform that got me started in home gaming. That was the one that everybody had to have, for my generation anyway. Cartridges abound, trading cartridges. You know, I don't know if we were renting cartridges at that point, but we were always trading with my cousins and family members. We were always trying different games. Just praying at Christmas time we would get a certain game that we wanted that year. The one that really comes to mind is Lowe's Hardware, of all places. Then Lowe's Hardware and Sears. You have Sears and Roebuck. Any kind of standalone Sears store or a Sears in the mall always had that stand-up, that little partition that was an Atari partition, a stand-up partition. And the first time in my young days that I could recollect where you actually could take the controller, the one-button, joystick controller or paddles, whichever game was in there, and actually play the game and try it out. You could actually do that, and play around with it, to check out the different options. There weren't many in Atari days. We all know that and love that, but pardon me, needed that. Excuse me for a moment. Go lay down, honey. Go lay down. Go lay down, Katie. Go lay down. Sorry, my dog is like really wanting some affection right now. But yeah, the Atari partitions at Sears and Lowe's Hardware, of all places. My mother had the hardest time getting me. She was literally like putting her foot up on the partition and pulling me away from it at some point. It just feels like it was that way anyway. Me trying to play these games like Pac-Man and Combat and Asteroids, you name it, all those old school greats. Kids were just like, deers and headlights trying to play with that one little joystick and trying to learn the new features. We didn't have instructions, but that was our first introduction to these games. Now, there's a lot of games that have nostalgia factor for me. And, of course, I like movie-based games and all that kind of stuff, but the one that popped in my head when I saw Pizzel's video, that I just knew if I was going to have any one game on display in the man cave or in my collection, sealed or complete in box, forever, in the time capsule, it's going to be Activision's Pitfall, if I didn't murder that company. I think it was Activision brought that one out. Pitfall, that's right. I played hours and hours of it and never even owned it till I was later in life, till like the late 80s, because it always missed buying the cartridge. But it was in those little partitions, those Lowe's hardware stores where they actually sold some electronics at one time. They actually sold like little television sets and stuff like that for your shop, but they had an Atari partition. Sears was big time into that too, where you could go up and play the games. Pitfall, for whatever reason, if it wasn't Miss Pac-Man or Pac-Man or Combat, it was Pitfall. It was on there, and the little sound effects and side-scrolling and just endless scenes. I guess it was just that instant. The thing I remembered most about that game was the instant gratification of jumping on the little alligator heads, waiting for their mouths to open and close, and then jumping again. It taught kids patience. It taught them timing, patience, agility. Dexterity. You had to have it just to make Pitfall Joe just kind of get over the alligators, hit it just the right time for the swing on the vine, and then look to release off the vine. And that gratification when you've been through so many monotonous, mundane even, side-scrolling screens, to get that little silver jewel or the little gold bar at the end. Oh man, it's just a series of joyous occasions that were shared by many kids that didn't even know each other playing these games for the first time. That's the game for me, guys. Pitfall, cartridge, Atari 2600 in the box. That's the one I would take to the desert island with me if I only could choose one. Such a juicy subject. Okay, the next question, I want to make sure I do this right. Let me check out the info here on Pizzel's video. What is your favorite kind of potato chip? Now, this is not a question to be taken lightly. We laugh and chuckle when we say it, and we say it out loud. What's your favorite potato chip? Gosh, really stop and think about it. Think about how many years how many different types of potato chips that Americans and or Canadians or anybody on the planet for that matter has eaten, and it has come to that 1 to 3 that you always reach for at the grocery store. It's an awesome question. I've never really stopped and think about it. But after years of planning and research, R&D put into this project, I've arrived, and I've got them on display here anyway in the man cave. You've got to have snacks in the man cave. It is baked Lay's, oven baked, cheddar and sour cream. 65% less fat. It is the right calibration for my taste buds at any given time. I keep a bag on standby in the man cave, hidden away in the mini bar down here at all times. That and my peanuts. I've got to have them. Just got to have them. But baked Lay's, the baked version of baked Ruffles potato chips. I think Pizzell's was the regular cheddar and sour cream Ruffles, but I always went with the baked ones because after a while I started thinking about the body. I don't know if they're any better or any worse. They probably got some kind of enzyme in them that make them totally worse. I'm gonna have cancer before I'm 40. I shouldn't joke about that. I'm sorry, that's a bad joke, but you know what I mean. It's probably got some really bad things in it. That's probably like there's people that say use NutraSweet, not real sugar. And there's other people that say no, NutraSweet will give you cancer. It'll eat away your spinal fluid and all these other urban legends and stuff that I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm just gonna stop right there. But you know where I'm going with it. This is the one for me. If I'm going to the desert island and the only potato chip I'm going to be given for the rest of my life, it is Lay's oven baked cheddar and sour cream, the low fat brother to the regulars. I really enjoy these. I can eat them anytime. I'm going to eat them right now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to eat them right now on camera. You guys wanted a tagging video. I'm giving you the goods here, guys. I'm giving you the goods. I'm giving you the goods. Let's open this sucker up. Let's get us a good sized chip out of here. And you got to take your time and choose a good potato chip. You ever notice that? You don't reach for those little crumbs the first time around. You kind of rummage around. You get that one with just the perfect shape. You've had not see that one's missing the side on it there. You got to have the one that's look at that. The one that's untainted. It's the way it should look. It's not broken at all. It's got the proper amount of cheese on one side, a little bit lighter on the other. Watch V Junior put it on his tongue, guys. Here we go. The only thing better than that potato chip is another one. Let's have another one, guys. This one's shaped like a little, just for the tongue there. New look, great new taste. Ruffles, oven baked, cheddar and sour cream potato chip. I kind of wean myself off of barbecue chips and or just regular ones. Regular ones taste too salty to me. Maybe it's just my taste buds over time have changed. But the cheddar and the sour cream are just the right matrix that came together. Look, I'm spitting potato chips everywhere. I'm speaking a mile a minute. Sorry, guys. But the right matrix came together, and those are the perfect potato chip for me. Not so much like any of the wacky ones anymore, like the experimental ones you see that they're like, this is brand new. This is like chocolate and Worcestershire sauce potato chips or something. I don't go for any of that kind of stuff. I like just cheddar. I like some cheddar in there, mainly because it's just the right level of just twang on the tongue, but at the same time you've got the bitterness and the salt from the regular Ruffle right behind it. There you go, guys, and it's a low-fat treat. Rock on. How's that for a second one on the list? You guys thought you were coming in here, he's just gonna, my favorite potato chip is Lay's, and just move on. No, you got the whole experience, the round the world. Around the world. You got beer, you got dogs, you got it all in this video. Busch Ice isn't too bad. It's a smooth ice beer, by the way. Do a little plug there. Let's get our third one. Let's see here, phone, don't fail me now. Okay, the third tagging question on this video is, what was your favorite vacation? You know, I was thinking about this one on the way home, or earlier today when I saw a tidbit of his video earlier. You know, I got to roll with honeymoon. It's kind of cliche if you're a married guy, but really, I got to roll with honeymoon because we did things. That's terrible. I'm sorry, guys. Let's keep it professional. We did things and went places in that vacation that basically they haven't been topped since. I mean, they've come close, and we've had a lot of great vacations and trips since then. But that was the one that I think was just the right mix. Took 2 weeks off, and mind you, we're not rich kids. We paid for a whole wedding. We paid for everything. We paid for part of the vacation was 2 weeks. We went 1 week to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We just got an average hotel room, stayed a week, fun in the sun, laid on the beach, total beach bums, just did nothing but enjoy ourselves. It was all new. You know, the marriage was all new. We were getting a suntan, getting in the water whenever we wanted to. It was hot. It was August. It was just blazing hot. Had a great time. Took a lot of pictures. Had a lot of fun. Packed up later that week, at the end of the week. The second part of the week, we drove to the mountains of North Carolina, because North Carolina is a little, you know, we got a little bit of everything. We got the mountains, got cities, and then we got the coast. So we took a trip up to the mountains for the second part of it, the second week of it. And basically, we went to a place called Beech Mountain. Now, not beach like the beach, but B-E-E-C-H. Beech Mountain, North Carolina. Just a little mountain town where they rent these little round hut-style houses, little chalet rentals up there. My mother got a good deal on one of these for us. And we went up there, and something, we were totally bummed when they told us for a split second, because they said that our chalet had water damage and we couldn't stay in it. But what they did was they upgraded us to this humongous 3-story mountain house that I could never even fathom affording in my lifetime. A 3-level home that's, you only see in magazines and HGTV stuff. Okay, guys. It had a pool table room. It had a room with a pool table in it. And mind you, we paid the same price as our little hut that we were expecting to go and just have our humble honeymoon in. We got this place, and then the middle level was the kitchen area, the living room. House has got a jacuzzi in the living room. In the living room. Next to the bar area and the kitchen. Big open area, big open floor plan. You go up to the 3rd level, it's a loft, and it's all bedroom. All bedroom. You can see down into the rest of the house, see out over the mountains. Windows abound in this house. I would not want to see their window cleaning bill in this house, nor could I ever fathom paying it. That's why I gotta say, it was just a good, you know, you got fun in the sun, you came back to this mountain house, we got this unforeseen upgrade to this house that we'll probably never be able to stay in again. I've always wanted to go back to it, but more importantly, that was why the vacation for our honeymoon was so awesome. It was humble. We didn't go to the Bahamas, you know, we didn't go to some European we didn't go to no Scottish Isles or Highlands or nothing exotic is my point. You know, I'm all for going to those places, but nothing exotic to us. It was just humble. It was local, but at the same time, it had everything that we enjoy. And ever since then, we've never been able to stay in a place like that. So that's why I got to go with the honeymoon. Cliched as it may be, that was the favorite vacation. I've got to say, because it's right in the middle time frame of my life so far. And I had a lot of great ones growing up, going places in Tennessee and just Kentucky and places we've been, sightseeing, and down south Florida, Texas with military, and all these different places I've been. And even after then, we've been places we've really enjoyed, but that was the one that just had the right balance. I'll leave it at that. So, there you go, guys. There's your answers to 3 questions. It took 18 minutes, but you know me, I'm long-winded, especially after a long day at the job. So I guess now I've got to tag 3 people. And of course, I'll leave their links below in the info section. I'll try to remember to do that. Hopefully these folks haven't been tagged yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tag my boy over at Beyond the Realms. That's right. Music Minds 247. We're going to put them in there. We're going to get a little response hopefully from them. Maybe, you never know. Might be busy. I'm not saying everybody has to do this, but it is a fun thing to tackle. What I've liked about this tagging game so far is that they seem like common questions, but they bring up a lot of great memories at the same time. That's why it's fun to talk about. Let's head over to channel page here. We'll see if we can grab. I'm just going to grab at random here, guys. I'm not going to play favorites or anything like that. Let's see, guys. Let's head over to Endurance Productions. We'll just grab a few off the page, whatever's on there. You know, YouTube's weird. It just pops up different ones. Let's get Strebo, Mutantville players. Let's get Strebo, Mutantville.com. Let's get him on there. Let's also tag Jay the Stingray. That's right, guys. Jay the Stingray, Wolfman it out on Halloween. So there's your 3. Jay the Stingray, Music Minds 247, Beyond the Realms, guys. And the man, the myth, the legend, Strebo at Mutantville Players. I'll leave the information in the info section downstairs below this video. Partake, my brethren, if you will. Remember, Drop your potato chip. Tell us about your favorite vacation. And what video game are you taking with you to the big video game console in the sky? Rock on, dudes. I'll catch you next time. Bye.